AMC stock is currently up 12% here in the pre-markets following a major announcement from AMC. This fundamentally can change the landscape for short sellers and help to squeeze them out of their positions. We just got some phenomenal news that we're going to talk about in this video. We also have the Ortex data that is now updated, specifically the cost to borrow numbers. I've been paying very close attention to these because it tends to correlate with volatility and price movements to the upside whenever these numbers spike, and boy, are they spiking today. The cost to borrow average is now over 300%. So let's get straight into this information, guys. So on Friday, AMC rallied 17.5% alone. Last Thursday, AMC rallied 18%, and it looks to be another strong day today, with the stock currently up 11.94% here in pre-market trading, with just about 25 minutes of pre-market left until we actually start trading in regular hours. Now, let's talk about the news that came out today, because I think this 11, almost 12% rally today is very much warranted given what we have just heard. So it says AMC Theaters welcomes more than 4.9 million guests globally from Thursday through Sunday, sets a domestic record for the biggest November opening in company history on the strength of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Now, the devil is in the details. In our case, the good details. It says, obviously, the 4.9 million moviegoers, blah, 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 that went to AMC. That's not really a reason the stock's up 11%. But it does say, AMC's global admissions revenue this past weekend, Thursday through Sunday, was 125% ahead of the same weekend in 2021 and 53% better than the same weekend in 2019. AMC sets a domestic record on Saturday for most food and beverage sales during a single day in the month of November in AMC's 102-year company history. Booyah, baby. That is what is changing the game here today for AMC stock. Forget everything else. AMC sets a domestic record on Saturday for most food and beverage sales during a single day in the month of November in AMC's 102-year company history. That's money, baby. Now, you also have just very good overall numbers from this movie. Now, it says AMC's performance was driven primarily by the record-setting opening of Marvel's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which set a domestic box office record for films opening during the month of November, with reported weekend ticket sales of 180 million. It grossed some $330 million globally. This is by far exceeding the previous record for November, set at about a $200 million weekend opening. So this is a huge win for AMC. And why is this fundamentally positive in regards to squeezing out shorts and finally getting the last big short squeeze? And I'll tell you right after I remind you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to help push this information out to as many people as possible. So hey, hopefully it helps the stock rally and makes each and every single one of you guys that much more money. Now, exactly how this helps AMC. Simply put, the markets want to be bullish right now. CPI just came down. You just had a 9% two-day gain in the NASDAQ. There's a lot of reasons to be more bullish right now than in the past in 2022. You can actually see an end to the Fed raising rates. And that's important because you're just getting this overall bullish landscape. Whereas over the past, 9 months or so, if you've seen positive news come out with AMC, it hasn't caused a 12% rally in pre-market before. It's because the overall market dynamic has changed. That in and of itself puts pressure on short sellers, because your risk at that point, if you're short, is much more weighted to going against you in a bullish market environment. But more so directly involved with AMC, I think this really throws any doubt out of the window of one, theatrical performances, and this next quarter that we're going to be getting numbers for, the current quarter that we're in right now, is obviously going to be fantastic. So if you were a short waiting for some kind of bad news, maybe these numbers didn't come in as expected, or maybe AMC didn't have something great to say about food and beverage sales or ticket sales, that would have been a very positive thing for shorts, something shorts could have really held on to as part of their short thesis, or any number of things happening. Maybe it's another competitor going bankrupt that could affect AMC. Maybe it's the crypto contagion that could somehow be linked to AMC. Either way you put it, shorts were really hoping for a victory here very shortly to change the dynamic from a bullish response with AMC to a negative one, and you're not going to fundamentally get that here, at least for the next couple of weeks. And even after that, you have Avatar 2 coming out in December, so it's going to be a lot of good news pretty much back to back to back to back, and I imagine you're going to see very good numbers for that film as well, and it's probably going to last for a while. You know, Black Panther's probably not going away anytime soon. So the numbers are going to look pretty damn good. It's going to be really hard to have a short thesis at all once you hear the numbers coming out next quarter. If AMC can somehow turn a profit, that's where things can really change for AMC. So here in pre-markets, yes, we are getting this rally, 11%. I do think you have some small shorts covering here today, especially on some of these candles. Like this one right here is about 621,000 for volume in pre-market. That's obviously a hedge fund, probably someone buying back a short position, but I would imagine that's about all it is, you know, $500,000 worth of a short position that likely got covered literally right here on this candle, where you have 621,000 for volume. I don't think this is a mass wave of shorts covering. I don't even think this is the start of shorts covering in regards to 105 million shares that are provable to have been sold short and are currently sold short. So there is the backstory to why this is important and what is going on here in pre-market. Another big aspect of this is looking over here on the Ortex data. So as you guys know, like I just said, 20.5 million or 20.5% short interest is the current short interest of free float, and you have about 105.5 million shares that are currently sold short. The cost to borrow numbers did not update at all on Friday, but you are getting a cost to borrow minimum here this morning at 62%, a cost to borrow max sitting at 315%, and a cost to borrow average at 302.55%. So I think that speaks volumes, and I think that is going to mean we're not only going to have a volatile day today in AMC, but we're probably going to make a consistent move higher throughout the rest of the day. And bullish news like this, I don't think is going to be swept under the rug as easily in this marketplace. Literally, as soon as pre-market opened, the stock gapped up, and it looks like we have some very strong momentum here in after hours. Just a simple trend line that you could draw right now is remarkably bullish for the stock. So it wouldn't surprise me to see a couple halts in the stock. It wouldn't surprise me to see the stock go up a lot, go down a lot. It wouldn't surprise me to see the stock close up 20-25% here today, just because of how incredibly bullish this news was. And you also have a lot of option activity for this week, and you also had a lot of option activity last week, especially some of the volume numbers were very, very high. A quick look at the total amount of calls that are in the money for this Friday sits at 46,000. Total calls that are out of the money sits at 152,000. So we have a lot of option activity, a lot of short interest, as you know, and a lot of shorts that are on the wrong side of this trade, especially when news like this does come out, with the crypto contagions, with just the overall collateral crisis that we have seen over the last 12 months. I think you might start to see shorts actually cover, but probably not in a large degree. So that's why you guys will want to stay tuned to the channel for later on today's video because we're going to talk about the possibility of shorts covering depending on what the price action does. I think that'll tell us a lot, but I think it will really come down to the volume. So you want to watch the volume today. If the volume is elevated, the option activity is not as elevated, that might actually be shorts covering. From my perspective, doesn't look like that is the case, and the stock is currently trading at $8.04. The 50-day moving average is at $7.20 per share. So you did indeed gap up above the 50-day moving average. So next stop is going to be the 100-day moving average at $8.74 per share, and then the 200-day moving average at $9.32 per share. And it looks like AMC is gathering more steam here right now as you are starting to roll into regular trading. So guys, that is going to be all for this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if you guys want to come trade with me live in real time as well, link down below in the description of this video. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.